welcome back. So, the final four, as I said, that was the final one of the individual types that I was talking about. But I'm going to just do I did a little table up here to help because it helps me with my neurodivergent brain, and hopefully it'll help you. So the name of the therapy is we go down the list. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is best for anxiety, depression, phobias, and OCD. So these are things that when people present, we know that this is how we can go. If you don't work at CBT, it's great to be able to have a CBT therapist that you can refer them to. The main focus of CBT is to deal with thoughts and behaviours. The approach is structured and goal oriented, and the skills used and taught are to identify and changing negative thoughts and behaviours. So then there's MBCT, as we said, mindfulness based cognitive therapy, best for depression, relapses, and anxiety, and the main focus is mindfulness and thought awareness, so being aware of your thoughts, which is also known as metacognition. Approach style, group or individual, you can do it in a group or within individuals, and it's calm and reflective, and the skills taught are used mindfulness and meditation, awesome, can't have too much of that, and noticing thoughts without reacting, which would be a really helpful therapy. So DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, is best for emotional dysregulation. So if you're emotionally dysregulated, as we mentioned, EUPD clients, if you're suffering with EUPD, or what was formerly known as borderline personality disorder or self-harm, the main focuses are around emotions and relationships and acceptance. The style and approach is it's highly structured again, often includes groups and individual sessions. And the skills taught are used mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotional regulation, and interpersonal skills. Another therapy is ACT, the acceptance and commitment therapy, best for anxiety, chronic pain, trauma, and life transitions. The main focuses are value-based action and acceptance of difficult feelings. The approach style is gentle and values-driven, so it looks at your values and respects your values. The skills taught and used are acceptance, mindfulness, clarifying values, commitment, and commitment to change. And then psychodynamic therapy, long-term emotional struggles. So you have emotional struggles long-term. As I said, psychodynamic therapy fits lovely into main therapies, such as humanistic, as I mentioned, and it looks at patterns from childhood. Main focuses are unconscious processes and past experiences, so things you do that you don't realize why you do it, or you're not aware you do them, and it can be pointed out and addressed. It's exploratory, deep, insight focused. The skills taught and used: self-reflection, uncovering underlying motivations and feelings. IPT, interpersonal therapy, best for depression, grief, major life changes. The main focuses are relationship and life roles. The approach style is time limited, again as we mentioned, short term and structured. Skills taught used: communication skills, resolving conflict, and navigating transitions. SFBT, solution focused brief therapy, the short one again, goal setting, short term challenges. Main focus is solutions over problems, so they don't really deal with the stuff that's going on. As I mentioned, they'll deal with this issue today, and that's it, and when that's done, you're done. It's very brief and focused, and skills taught used: identifies strengths and envisions desired outcome. So what you want your boss to jump off a bridge for himself, or maybe what's the next thing you want them to do. EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, is best for trauma and PTSD. Amazing for it, apparently it's just fantastic. It's the new thing. Main focus, processing traumatic memories, and the approach style is structured, uses physical stimulation, eye movement, and tapping. And it'd be quite uncomfortable for people who don't like to be in very close to people, your personal space. But I'm sure the therapist will be able to work with you around that. And the skills taught are used: reprocessing trauma with bilateral stimulations. And that's what I was mentioning about the both sides, the tapping. Sometimes it's tapping of fingers and feet and legs and stuff like that, or does the eyes look this way, look that way. So it's used on both sides. And humanistic therapy, as I mentioned, humanistic integrative person-centered, my baby. It's best for self-esteem, personal growth, and general emotional support. The main focus is self-awareness and personal growth. And the approach style is warm, empathetic, and non-directive. So we don't tell you how to fix your problems, as I said. It's like, you're the expert. And skills taught to use: self-exploration, emotional expression, and acceptance. So just briefly, a quick guide. very, very quick guide. So if you're struggling with negative thoughts or anxiety, you start with CBT or MBCT. If you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed or impulsive, DBT might help. If you want to understand deep emotional patterns, try psychodynamic therapy. If you're dealing with trauma, EMDR is especially effective. If you're facing life transitions or grief, IPT might be a good fit. Or short on time or prefer goal-based work, SFBT. And I'd actually include CBT in there. Seeking inner peace or clarity in values, consider ACT or humanistic therapy. Anyway, I'm exhausted. I hope that helped, and if you have any questions, I know it's a bit confusing at the end with the letters, but everything is explained in the previous videos. I hope it did help, and if you have any questions or comments, please do comment, and I'll be on shortly with something new. I'll think of it now and I'll put it on. Anyway, thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.